put out, let's put a shout out right now. NobleGoldInvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. Did you ever think about it? I just saw Colin Plume on a television commercial this afternoon. I did. I saw him on television on a Noble Gold television commercial on Fox News. I said, Heidi, check this out. There he is, Colin Plume, my good buddy. And now he's on Fox News doing commercials for his company, Noble Gold. And this is a young guy. He's got a wife and several kids. I think he's got 4. And he loves our ministry. Thank God for him. Well, anyway, let me just put a shout out for him right now, because Noble Gold Investment is a great company. They're a family-owned company, and they are good Christians, and they love our ministry here at PaulBegleyProphecy.com. Well, did you know that Noble Gold's team of precious metals experts have helped thousands of worried investors like yourself, maybe, to build and preserve wealth through times like these? You see, you need to find out why gold and silver IRAs are the answer to Joe Biden's inflation, migration, taxation, misrepresentation, irritation, frustration. This financial situation. You really do need to find out about this. Talk to the personnel that are at NobleGoldInvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com about precious metals today. Oh, and this month they're giving away this free gift. If you set up a gold or silver IRA worth $20,000 or more, like, for instance, roll your 401k in there, or maybe put your savings account in there, or some of it, diversify, they'll give you this 3 ounces of pure silver coin. It's 3 ounces. It's got Thomas Jefferson on the front. It's called the Silver American Virtue Coin. What a beautiful coin. They'll give it to you for free. Just simply pick up the phone tomorrow morning and call Colin Plume at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347, and tell them that Pastor Paul Begley sent you there.
Man guilty of tattooing a minor in a McDonald's dining room. A South Carolina man has pleaded guilty to charges that he gave a minor a tattoo while seated at a table in the dining room of a McDonald's restaurant, according to court records. Brandon Prescia, 29, last month copped to a pair of misdemeanor counts in connection with the illegal inking at McDonald's in Lawrence, a city about 35 miles south of Spartanburg. Prescia was convicted of tattooing a minor and tattooing without a license. He was sentenced to 9 months in custody, but a judge suspended execution of that jail term in favor of 18 months of probation supervision. Prescia was also ordered to perform 30 hours of community service and pay fines and court costs of around $300. Prescia was freed on $25,000 bond following his arrest back in August. White House studies blocking out the sun to stop climate change. On October the 13th, the White House announced that it was funding a 5-year research plan into one of the most controversial proposals for fighting climate change out there: geoengineering, or the technologies and innovations that could be used to artificially modify the Earth's climate. The report will be dedicated specifically to a form of geoengineering known as solar radiation management. This is a technique that essentially involves spraying fine aerosols up into the atmosphere to reflect sunlight away from the Earth. The idea is that once it's reflected, there will be less heat and temperatures will go down. The research plan will be modeling how SRM might impact the atmosphere and assess its viability as a potential technique used to, quote, manage near-term climate risk. So to put it another way, they want to know whether or not they should include this in their, quote, break glass in case of climate disaster box. 5 aircraft carriers set to operate together in Europe for NATO exercises. United States aircraft carriers, the USS George H.W. Bush and the USS Gerald R. Ford, will exercise with aircraft carriers from France, Italy, and the United Kingdom as part of a joint operation across Europe that is meant to show strength, the Pentagon announced on Thursday. The two American carrier strike groups, their embarked air wings and escorts, will be operating in the North Atlantic Ocean, North Sea, and Mediterranean Sea, along with the United Kingdom's Royal Navy's HMS Queen Elizabeth, Italian carrier ITS Cavour, and the French FS Charles de Gaulle. Sabrina Singh, Deputy Pentagon Press Secretary, told reporters on Thursday. Singh referred questions about the joint operations to the United States European Command. A quarter of Americans are at risk of winter power blackouts and grid emergencies. Large swaths of North America may face blackouts and other energy emergencies during bouts of extreme cold this winter as coal and natural gas supplies start to tighten, according to a United States regulatory agency. The electric grids at most risk of supply shortfalls are in Texas, the central United States system stretching from the Great Lakes to Louisiana, New England, and the Carolinas. The North American Electric Reliability Council said in its seasonal assessment on Thursday. Severe weather may stress grids by causing demand to soar while supplies of natural gas, coal, and backup fuel oil are all tight, leaving little room for error, according to the report. North Korea test launches ballistic missile capable of striking anywhere in the United States. North Korea test launched an intercontinental ballistic missile, which is also known as an ICBM, which are capable of carrying a nuclear warhead with a range that could strike anywhere across the U.S.'s mainland, defense officials said on Friday. The missile landed about 130 miles off the coast of Japan, and the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command said it was in close communication with Japanese and South Korean officials. The U.S. command immediately condemned Pyongyang's missile launch and called it to, quote, refrain from any further unlawful and destabilizing acts.